Shani Mataji, welcome to Harekrishna Temple. What's her name? Sushma. Harekrishna. Today we are going to discuss verse in Bhagavad Gita. So before that, we will start with a little kirtan, very small kirtan, because we have already had the kirtan, very small kirtan, and then start discussing. Okay? And please forgive me, I'm not good at singing, but I will try my best. I say few mantras and then you all repeat with me. So do the Harekrishna Mantra. If I say, you repeat with after me. Okay? Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadhari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadhari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 So before starting anything, we have to pray our gurus and Krishna. Just a little prayer and then we'll start. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sadhajatam Sagara Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagara Lalita Shri Sakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Takta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Welcome all of you. Today we are going to read a verse from Bhagavad Gita from chapter 3 verse 14. Does anyone know what is that verse? Chapter 3 verse 14? Any idea? Let me read it. Yeah, it is from Karma Yoga section. Okay? The verse is very, very important. Okay? I'll read the Sanskrit first and then translation, then a little bit of purport, then I'll explain. Okay? Annadhavanti bhutani parjanya dhanna sambhavaha yajna bhavati parjanyo yajna karma sambhavaha. The translation. All living bodies subsist on food grains, which are produced from rains. Rains are produced by performance of yajna or sacrifice, and yajna is born of prescribed duties. Okay, the purport. Sri Baladeva Vidyabhushana, a great commentator on Bhagavad Gita, writes as follows. I'm skipping the Sanskrit because there are a lot. The Supreme Lord, who is known as the Yajna Purusha, or the personal beneficiary of all sacrifices, is the master of the demigods, who serve him as the different limbs of the body serve the whole. Demigods like Indra, Chandra and Varuna are appointed officers who manage material affairs, and the Vedas direct sacrifices to satisfy these demigods so that they may be pleased to supply air, light and water sufficiently to produce food grains. When Lord Krishna is worshipped, the demigods who are different limbs of the Lord are also automatically worshipped. Therefore, there is no separate need to worship the demigods. For this reason, the devotees of the Lord who are in Krishna consciousness offer food to Krishna and then eat, a process which nourishes the body spiritually. By such action, not only are past sinful reactions in the body vanquished, but the body becomes immunized to all contamination of material nature. When there is an epidemic disease, an antiseptic vaccine protects a person from the attack of such an epidemic. Similarly, food offered to Lord Vishnu and then taken by us makes us sufficiently resistant to material affection. And one who is accustomed to this practice is called a devotee. Therefore, a person in Krishna consciousness who eats only food offered to Krishna can counteract all reactions of past material infections, which are impediments to the progress of self-realization. On the other hand, one who does not do so continues to increase the volume of sinful action. And this prepares the next body to resemble hogs and dogs, to suffer the resultant reactions of all sins. The material world is full of contaminations, and one who is immunized by accepting prasadam of the Lord, which means food offered to Vishnu, is saved from the attack whereas one who does not do so becomes subjected to contamination. Okay, so I'll stop here and then we'll discuss. So here, actually, this verse is talking about the importance of living in harmony with nature. We all know, we have to live in harmony with nature. So why do we have to live in harmony with nature? That's been discussed here by Lord Krishna. As you all know, the Bhagavad Gita is a book of spiritual knowledge, and it is given directly by God. So, who is none other than Lord Krishna, who is in the altar, directly given by him. So, which means it's a very important book for us. And living in harmony, when it comes to living in harmony with nature, especially it is important for us to get our basic necessities from nature. So these basic necessities are important for our survival in this world, right? So do you have any idea what kind of things we are dependent on nature? Or what kind of things? Any ideas? What kind of things are coming from nature to us? Food? Air, water. Yes, water. What else? Sunshine. Okay. So these are things we are dependent on nature. Almost everything. We are dependent on nature for everything. Like MacBooks. Whatever. Okay. So the first line of this verse is Anna Bhavanti Bhutani. Krishna said the first principle, Anna Bhavanti Bhutani. In Sanskrit, Anna is called, Anna is Sanskrit word. It is translated as food. Anna means food. Whatever we eat is food. So Anna Bhavanti Bhutani, which means all living bodies subsist on food grains, which means we are all depending on food for our survival. Agree? We are depending on food, right? We don't live without food. Okay? So food is a basic necessity, and that is coming from nature. So another thing Krishna has mentioned, especially in the Bhagavad Gita, the book of spiritual knowledge, food aspect has been discussed, which means food is the most important aspect. How it is coming to us, how the food is coming to our plate, in what way it is coming, and in what way it is going to affect us is also important, right? So that's why we have to pay special attention. So another next line, Krishna says, how this food is coming to us. First thing Krishna established, we are dependent on food. The next line Krishna says, how this food comes. How does this food come? Any idea? Yes?
From Earth. Mother Earth.
Mother Earth. What do you say?
Plants.
Plants. So how does the plants grow? What is required for food production? To plants to give food?
Water.
Water. Yes. Krishna said the same thing. Next line Krishna says, Parjanya Anna Sambhava. Parjanya means rain. Through rains, food comes. So we are dependent on food, first line. Second line says, food production is dependent on rains. Okay. Parjanya Anna Sambhava. So up until now we don't have any doubts. We accept. Whatever Krishna says, we accept. We are dependent on food, accept. Food comes through rains. And the farmer sows the seed and then waits for the rain or some kind of water supply. So water supply is also sourced by rain only. So rain is basic necessity for food production. So the next line comes, this is the problem. How does this rain come? How does rain come? Any idea?
Sun.
Explain it to me. How does the rain comes? You want to explain? Yes?
Go from the ocean to the sun.
Yes. He said very simple words, very beautiful. So how does the rain comes? It's like scientifically. All the water bodies, the water, by the sun heat, it gets moisture, then it goes up to the top like a water vapor, forms as a cloud, and then when the cloud becomes heavy and then pours down as rain. Right? And then again, the cycle continues. This is called water cycle. The cycle continues. Again, pours down as rain and then fills the water bodies, and then again it evaporates, goes up, and then comes down. This is the cycle. Krishna established this cycle. What is cycle? Now we are discussing about food cycle, right? The food cycle first is we are dependent on food, and then food comes through rains, and the rain comes scientifically we have discussed. Let us see what Krishna says. Okay? The third line Krishna says is Yajna Bhavati Parajanya. Food comes through the performance of yajna. Doesn't seem realistic because we are not doing any yajna, but still rain is coming. How does it possible? We are not doing any yajna right now, right? Are we doing any yajna? No. But how the rain is coming? Krishna said only rains come through the performance of yajna. So let us understand this line in a deeper way, because this is the most neglected part by so many people in this world, the yajna aspect. Okay? So yajna means actually, okay, before explaining about the yajna, we'll just take a practical example and then try to understand what happens if we don't do yajna. Okay? So we are moved to Melbourne. Like most of us are from like Indian background. So we are moved to Melbourne. Why? Why?
Well, for better opportunities.
Yes, perfect. For better opportunities, for better prospects of life, we came here. As soon as we come in Melbourne, what do we see? Look for a house, nice house to live in. So before moving into the house, what kind of necessities you need? What kind of amenities you need in the house? What kind of things you need before moving into the house?
Water, tidy is the
Sorry?
water, tidy,
Water, yes. What else?
electricity.
Electricity. What else? Wi-Fi. We can't live without Wi-Fi, right? What else? Any idea? Wind? Yeah, air has to pass. Otherwise, no, we will suffocate. What else? Good ventilation? Yes, we discussed already. Good ventilation.
Walls.
Sorry?
Walls. Because you might.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. So these are the things, right?
First thing is money.
Money. Yeah, for that we need money. To facilitate all the amenities, we need money. Yeah, of course. That is not coming through nature. It is coming through preserve that. But of course, everything comes from nature through Krishna. Krishna supplies and nature gives us. Everything in this world coming through nature only. Okay. So, okay, let us go back to our example. Now we moved into a house. We have seen so many basic necessities are there, like water connection is there, electricity, gas, whatever, Wi-Fi, everything is there. Different companies supply all these things. We accept, right? So, for example, water, Yarra Valley water, Wi-Fi, Telstra, electricity, gas, Origin, maybe different company you have. So all these companies, do they supply these things for free? Free? Are you getting all these things for free? No. What do you have to do? Money. We have to pay. Right? We are paying. Okay. I'll tell a scenario. You get a water bill and you have decided not to pay. Because water is coming in the nature, why unnecessarily pay to these Yarra Valley people? I don't want to pay. So you ignore that email. What happens?
And disconnect.
Disconnect. Immediately they don't disconnect, right? What do they say is immediately, first they send a gentle reminder. My dear sir, you might have forgotten because of your busy schedule. Please pay it in the next few days. Like that they will send a gentle reminder. Ignore. What happens next? You ignore gentle reminder also.
You don't get words.
Strong warning. If you don't pay, these things will happen. Like that they give a letter. Neglect. What happens then? One debt recovery center will call you, threaten you. If you don't pay, they will take you to court, something like that. Neglect that also. What happens?
You don't get words.
Finally, we end up in jail. We all know these consequences. That's why we pay bills regularly. Now, I will ask you a question. Who gave the water in the first place? To Yarra Valley Water Corporation, whatever. God. Who created water? Krishna. But we are paying bills to Yaravel water. Are we paying any bills to Krishna? Are we paying any bills to God? Wait, that will come in the later part of this class. So we are not paying any bills to God. We have neglected. His notices we have neglected, but we are paying bills to whatever the companies we are with. So you are getting air. Since you have taken birth in this world, you are inhaling air, exiting out, everything you are doing. You are using air like anything. You can't survive without air. Are you paying any bills to Krishna? No. And you are taking sunlight every day. We are getting vitamin D, a further benefit also. Are we paying any bills to some God? No. Because we are thinking all these things are for free. That is the point. Do you think they are free? Because they are available in the nature, do you think they are free? No. Krishna is telling, no, they are not free. You have to pay bills to my agents or to pay me directly. Indirectly to my agents or to me directly. This is what Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita. You have to pay bills. So up until now we haven't paid any bills. Now it is time for us to look at our bills. Now Krishna is going to tell his BP details in the next slide. Okay, do you want to know Krishna's BP details? Or his bank account details? So Krishna is telling in the next slide. So the next, actually, the same line, whatever we are discussed, Yajna Bhavati Parjanya is the way to pay bills to God. So that is why Yajna is established. This is the way we can express our gratitude to God. Because we are taking all these facilities for free, thinking that they are free, but no, they are not free. We have to, at least we have to express our gratitude for these things. Have we bring all these things? We haven't, when we take birth, have we bring some water with our, some water bottles with us, or some food, like some bags of grains with us when we take birth? No. So everything is provided in the nature through God. So up until now, we thought that these are all free, but Krishna said, no. And take my BP details. Krishna said, Yajna Bhavati Parjanya. You have to do Yajna in order to get your food or whatever basic necessities you are enjoying, thinking that they are free. So Yajna is, let us discuss about this Yajna, because Krishna said Yajna Bhavati Parjanya means we have to perform Yajna every day. So Yajna means sacrifice. Sacrifice is a word we all know. We all do sacrifices, right? Husband does sacrifices for wife, wife does sacrifices for husband, and both they do sacrifices for their kids. So in this way, sacrifice is not new thing for us. But if you sacrifice something for Krishna or God, then that is called yajna. If you sacrifice something for pleasure of God, then that is yajna. So Krishna is asking us to sacrifice something before we enjoy. That is what he is asking. So that is called yajna. And I will let you know other aspects of yajna also. So we are, up until now, we are enjoying all the amenities provided by Mother Nature. So why nature is providing all these things to us? Because she is our divine mother. So when mother is there, there should be some father, right? Mother is there means father. Father should also be there. So if nature is our divine mother, who is our divine father then? Krishna. Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, Aham bija prada pita. Pita means father. I am the seed-giving father for all living beings, not only human beings. For all living beings, I am the seed-giving father. Which means Krishna is our father. As a loving father, he is providing us all these things through our mother nature. So which means we have to show a little bit of gratitude to him. The way of showing gratitude is through yajna, performance of yajna. Okay? So now we all understood. Like there is a kind of cyclical thing is going on. We discussed about water cycle. Now this is food cycle. According to Bhagavad Gita. So what are the three things that we discussed up until now? What are the three things? Does anyone wants to say? What are the three things we discussed? Basic things. First line, second line, third line.
Food is necessary for living.
Food. We are dependent on food. Anna bhavanti bhutan. The next line. Yeah, food comes through the production of rain. And then how does the rain come? Yajna. Okay, Anna bhavanti bhutani, parjanya, annasadama, yajna bhavati parjanya. And then next line says, we'll get it out. Krishna said, you have to do yajna. We get a question. Is this compulsory or optional? Do I have to do it compulsorily or is there any option for me not to do? The next line, fourth line, Krishna says, Yajna karma samudbhava, which means yajna is your duty. We all have duties, right? We have a duty towards our kids, duty towards our parents, duty towards our spouse. Similarly, we have a duty towards God. This duty, everybody follows. We all perform all our material duties perfectly well. We take care of our kids, we take care of our partner, whatever, parents. But we are forgetting the important aspect, important duty, our duty towards God. We have a duty. Krishna is telling, perform yajna. Sacrifice something for my pleasure. That's our duty. We have to follow his order, his instructions. But we have forgotten this. Now Krishna is telling through Bhagavad Gita, you have to do yajna every day. Okay? Now let us move on to the next aspect of our discussion. Now up until now we have established 4 lines of this verse. We are dependent on food. Food comes through rain, and then rain comes by the performance of yajna, and yajna is our prescribed duty. Yajna karma samudbhava. So who said yajna is our duty? Where does it is said? Vedas. In the scriptures it is said, doing yajna, performing yajna is our duty, is our prescribed duty. And who gave Vedas? It is said in the Vedas. Who gave Vedas? Krishna, God. So it is not just about our food. It is about our connection with God through food. You see the connection from food to God through yajna. Okay? This is the aspect we have to understand. And now, another discussion now, another set of discussion is, now we have established that we have to perform yajna daily. Okay, daily, not occasionally. Okay? Daily we have to do yajna in order to get our food. Okay? So, if we disrupt this cycle, like Krishna established a cycle of yajna, if we disrupt this cycle, which means if we don't follow this cycle, if we break this cycle, what happens? Anyone tells? What happens if we break this cycle of yajna? What happens? If you don't pay the water bill, what happens? Connection cut. Similarly, if we don't perform this yajna, connection cut. Krishna also works on the same platform. Like, you may not see that you don't get food or you don't get water or you don't get air in this life. But it happens over a period of lifetimes. That is how karma works. If you don't believe in karma, I'll ask you a question. Why on this earth there are some people who are taking birth in different countries and different circumstances who are struggling since birth for the basic necessities? Why is so? Why does so? Can anyone tell? Why certain people are taking birth in different countries where they have to struggle since their birth for just a glass of water or few food grains? Why their lives are like that? Karma. So the karma extends through lifetimes. If we break this cycle of yajna in this life, it affects our next life, future lives. So better perform yajna. Okay. Now after establishing yajna is our duty, we have to do it daily. Next question comes to us is, what kind of yajnas I have to do daily? What kind of yajnas I have to do daily? Or how often I have to do? We have established daily. Like in the morning, or in the evening, in the afternoon, in the night, or on the bed, something like that. We get questions. So in the scriptures, it is said that every householder must perform 5 kinds of yajnas daily. 5 kinds of yajnas, Chant Maha. Every householder, if you are living in a house, you are a householder. You are living in a house with family, you are a householder. Which means you have to do 5 kinds of yajnas every day without fail. Otherwise you break the cycle of yajna. Right? So the 5 kinds of yajnas are given in the scripture are Deva Yajna, Pitru Yajna, Manusha Yajna, Bhuta Yajna, Rishi Yajna. So why to do these 5 kinds of yajnas is, the reason is everybody in this world is born with a debt. You know, debt means debt. We are indebted to somebody. We are born with a debt, like our hex loan or home loan, like that in here. We are born with a debt, invisible debt, but debt is there. So we are indebted to certain kinds of personalities. Basically categorized as 5. 5 kinds of personalities we are indebted. The first ones are Deva. Deva means demigods, Devi Devatas. There are 33 crore Devi Devatas are in this world. In this world. You can't see them, but they are there. They are actually collection agents of Supreme Lord. You have to satisfy them because they are supplying air. Air is supplying Varunadev, Vayudev, and water is supplying Varunadev, Sundev, Sun God. So everybody is supplying these things on behalf of God, which means we have to pay bills to them indirectly. They are collection agents. So Deva Yajna, you have to do Deva Yajna to satisfy these 33 crore Devi Devatas. And the other Yajna is to forefathers, Pitras, our forefathers, because they have given us the chance to take birth in their dynasty. In that way we are indebted to them. Without their mercy we got the body. Okay? Next one is Pitru Yajna. And the third one is Manusha Yajna. So Manusha Yajna means there are so many people in this world are helping us to grow better. Like helping us in some way or the other. Like teachers, doctors, or our friends, relatives. So many people are helping us. So we are indebted to them also. So to discharge their debt, we have to perform Manusha Yajna every day. And then Bhuta Yajna. There are other living entities who are helping us, apart from human beings. Do you know any living being who is helping us? Any living being who is helping us?
Plants.
Any living being, any animal. Is there any animal which is helping you? Cow. Cow is giving milk. Chicken is helping you. You have to help the chicken as well by not eating. Okay. Bees, honeybees, sheep. Like that, so many other living beings apart from humans are helping us. You have to satisfy them also. Bhuta Yajna. And then finally Rishi Yajna. Because of these sages, saints only, we come to know that we have to perform this many yajnas. Because they have given us the knowledge in the books of knowledge. So we have to discharge their debt also. For that we have to perform Rishi Yajna. So in order to get relief from all these debts, we have to perform these 5 kinds of yajnas every day. Okay? So in order to perform all these yajnas, do we have time first of all? Does anyone have time here to perform 5 kinds of yajnas? By the time 5 kinds of yajnas finishes, your office will be over. Like you will reach your office by 5 o'clock. Then your boss says, sorry, you can go home and perform your yajnas. So for this reason, Krishna is so merciful. So merciful. He made our life simple even in the midst of this complicated world. You don't need to do all these 5 kinds of yajnas. Don't worry. Provided, there is a condition here. You don't need to do all these yajnas provided if you worship the Supreme Lord and satisfy Him directly. Otherwise, you have to do 5 kinds of yajnas. Okay? So, Krishna actually given in the 10th chapter of this Bhagavad Gita, one single yajna to satisfy everybody, almost 33 crore Devi Devatas, including himself. Including, you can, by performing one single yajna, you can satisfy everybody on this whole creation, including the Creator, the Supreme Lord. Do you want to know what kind of yajna is that? Sankirtan yajna. Vishnu said in 10th chapter, Yajnanam japa yajnosmi, which means out of all yajnas, japa yajna or sankirtana yajna is the highest and the best. It gives all the results and even more than that. Okay? So you don't need to satisfy each and every person separately. Even though the demigods are the supplying agents, they are supplying all the necessities, but you don't need to satisfy them individually. If you satisfy the Supreme Lord Himself, forget about everybody. You will get all the benefits and they will also satisfy. Isn't it a great proposal? So the Japa Yajna is like a chanting one mantra. Every day, required number of times. That is what is required. Simple mantra. That is Maha Mantra. Mantra means that which delivers the mind. Because for all our problems in this world, the mind is the root cause. So to control the mind, to subdue the mind, to engage the mind, this mantra is required. Krishna gave this mantra to us, this Maha Mantra. For Kali Yuga, this Maha Mantra works like anything. That mantra is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is the way of expressing our gratitude to the Supreme Lord. This is yajna. So whatever you do to Krishna is called as yajna. Whatever you do to the Supreme Lord is yajna. So if you chant His names, which means you are doing yajna. You can do this yajna just sitting on the sofa comfortably. You can chant this mantra. Practically no rules or regulations to chant this mantra. And this is the highest kind of yajna we are doing. Krishna declared it in 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Yajnanam japa yajnasmi. Highest of yajnas is japa yajna. So if you perform this japa yajna for the required number of rounds, the next program is somebody is going to explain how to perform this yajna and all. But for now, we have to chant this mantra every day, certain number of rounds. And another way, we have started our discussion with food, right? We have started our discussion with food. So if you offer food to Krishna, that is also called yajna. So we have started with food, so we are ending up with also food. So if you, whatever you are eating, before eating, offer it to Krishna. That is also sacrifice, yajna. So to satisfy the Supreme Lord is very simple and easy. Rather than if you want to try to satisfy each and every demigod, it's a big process. But to satisfy the Supreme Lord, it's very easy and simple process. Krishna says our intention. Krishna says our love. That's it. God wants our love. It's not about our food, not about our chanting His names and all. Through these things, we develop love towards Him. That is what is required. For us to develop love, because we don't have love for God right now. And Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is asking us, it's a call for love. Bhagavad Gita it's not a, we all think that it's a big spiritual book, I don't understand like that we think. But it actually, it's a call for love. He's asking our love. That's it. So if we chant His names with love and devotion, you can please Krishna. When Krishna is pleased, what happens? Yasmin tushte jagat tushta. If Krishna is pleased, whole world will be pleased, including your boss. Okay? He is the one who, very difficult to please, is the boss. So if Krishna is pleased, everybody will be pleased, including the demigods. 33 crore demigods are also pleased with us. Hmm? So this Japa Yajna is very simple to perform. And another yajna is offering food to Krishna. Whatever we eat, we have to offer it to Krishna before we eat. Before we enjoy, we have to offer it. And Krishna declared in the Bhagavad Gita that what he is going to eat. Which means if you want to offer something to somebody, you should know what that person eats. Right? What that you want to eat, you will offer what the person wants. Krishna is a person. He has certain food criteria. He doesn't eat certain things. He eats certain things. Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. Tadaham bhakti upadhitam ashnami priyatapana. If one offers me with love and devotion, a fruit, a leaf, a flower or water, I will accept it. So Krishna said, what he is going to eat? Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Only vegetarian food Krishna said. So which means if we want to offer food to Krishna, we have to offer vegetarian food. Okay? That is the first consideration. You have to offer vegetarian food. No meat, no chicken, no eggs. Okay? And food is the most important aspect of our life. If we try to sacrifice food before we eat, then we can get rid of sin. If we don't offer food to Krishna before we eat, what we get is sin. Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna focused so many areas in the Bhagavad Gita, especially on food. Because Jaisa Ann, Vaisa Man, whatever, what we are, what we eat. So our personality, whole thing develops through food only. That is the first focus on food. So the next aspect of this program is how to do this Japa Yajna, and then they will teach you how to offer everything to Krishna. And then finally, we have Prasadam upstairs. That is also food. Prasadam is Krishna's mercy. Is waiting upstairs after 6 o'clock. Okay? So, I hope you understand the import of this verse. Are there any questions or comments? Yes?
And you put in the thing of food, Krishna said in the 9th chapter,
Yeah.
Krishna said
Onion garlic also comes under vegetarian food section. So, can we offer it to Krishna? What do you think? Can we offer onion garlic to Krishna? Why?
because it came from these two demigods.
Actually, onion garlic comes under the foods in the mode of ignorance. So this is a big subject matter. 3 modes. There are basically 3 modes in this world. Whatever we are having in this world can be classified under these 3 modes, like Sattvaguna, Rajaguna and Tamaguna. Sattvaguna is basically mode of goodness, Shant, like peace and clarity. Everything comes through Sattvaguna. And Rajaguna is passion, like passionate. The Tamaguna is like ignorance. You don't feel like doing anything. So these onion and garlic comes under the foods in the mode of ignorance. That is why we don't consume and we don't offer it also. And at the same time, Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, foods in the mode of goodness are very conducive for spirituality. So if you want to become a devotee of Krishna, if you want to progress spiritually, then we have to come to the mode of goodness, and then we have to accept the foods in the mode of goodness. Does that answer your question?
There's also mushrooms actually, which we
So
can have, because it grows in
because of this verses about food, your focus is also on the food. Yeah. You are saying mushrooms. Yeah. Where does the mushrooms grow? During the night, in the darkness. So food in the mode of darkness is ignorance. Anything else? Any questions? Yes.
Reading books is also yajna. Like we read Bhagavatam, we read.
There are so many yajnas. Mataji is mentioning there are so many yajnas we can perform every day. Like reading books also. Reading books, giving books, donating books to somebody, because a book, one book changes our life. Can I come to you? Yes.
talking about darkness and how much we know in the darkness. Like,
But offering, can I give it to birds? No,
Because before having food, I take one chapati of kind of put separate in my thali.
you have to, there are so many other living beings which are helping us. You have to discharge your duty towards like performing Bhuta Yajna. So whatever you are giving food to other birds and stuff, that comes under Bhuta Yajna. So we don't need to do that. What we are doing is offer it to Krishna and then feed it to birds. Then they will also get the benefit of eating prasadam. Because they are also like us suffering in the bird body. They are also, we are in the human body, they are in the bird body. Which means God, do you mean that like God is accepting through them?
Yeah, I believe that.
You believe that, but which is giving food to other living beings is good, but there is higher thing. Just food, if you give them prasadam, they will also be delivered from the bird body, because birds are also struggling in this world. Because of karma, they got the bird body, animal body. We got the human body. So, because everybody is soul, the soul in different bodies, they are also undergoing their karma. So, if you want to really help the birds, feed them
I
prasad.
feed them prasad, but how I give them my part of my food, how I.
No, before that, you can just put a Krishna's picture and then put your food in front of him without even tasting. Put it in front of him and request him to eat it. He's a person. Krishna is a person. He accepts it. Krishna accepts it. And then you eat and then see the difference in your life and in your consciousness as well. Any more questions? Prabhu is going to take another session. We can have it offline. Are there any other questions from anybody here? No more questions? So is everyone clear with today's discussion? What is the take-home point? You have a question?
Yes. I have one question during you do the communication with him that we give food to the Krishna.
To God, only one personality who did that. Tasted. Who is that? There is one personality in the Puranas who did it. Shabari.
Yes.
Shabari tasted it before giving it to him. So, but Shabari's consciousness is very high. She is completely in God consciousness. That is why she wanted to taste first and then give. But we are not at that level. That is why Krishna, that is why in the scriptures it is recommended that you have to prepare food with whatever your skill sets are there in the food preparation. Do it and then offer it to Krishna and he will accept it. Afterwards, if you want to add salt or something like that, you add it. Okay? Sacrifice means you have to put your whole effort into it, make it the best, and then give it to him. And he will take care. Okay? Okay? At the point, still doubt?
No doubt, but
Still not convinced?
no, exactly. Still not as convinced. There is a cooking, or my wife does cooking. We always taste first, so we make sure that whatever Krishna gets, they get as tasteful food. You know, because we feel like every day, morning and night, we offering the food, but we make sure that whatever he get the best one. That's what.
So where is the sacrifice here? Where is the aspect of sacrifice?
No, then we having a meal, like we mix all the food.
Sacrifice means before you enjoy, you have to offer it to God. So you are tasting means you are little bit, you are also enjoying. You are tasting it on your tongue, like it's sweet or salt. Your intention might be different, but you are tasting it, right? So that is what is not to be done.
Well, what I think in
You-
my
what
prospect,
you-
yeah.
What you think,
Like-
what we think is not the matter. What Krishna wants is the matter. Krishna asks, whatever you eat, before eating it, offer it to me. Because why Krishna is asking us to do like that? Because without offering food, the food contains the sin. Food,
Oh, see,
food
yeah.
has the aspect of sin in it. Because you are taking out the plant or whatever you are using, which means you are killing an
Insect.
you are killing the actual soul. I mean, not soul. Actually, you are taking out the plant. You are cooking it. Plants also soul in it. You are Like it's like a chicken, you are killing it. Like that plant, you are killing it. You are killing the plant. Which means there is a sin in the food. If you offer it to Krishna, he will remove the sin. That is the reason Krishna is asking. Not that he wants to taste or not like.
No,
Krishna doesn't want us to get the sin. That is why he is asking us to offer before you eat, offer to me, I will take care. So if you put your whole effort into making the food itself, then you don't need to taste it before offering.
that makes sense.
Then everything will be perfect. We'll do it later. Already 6 o'clock. Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Please take this message home into your heart and then practice it. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
So we'll do